What's up, guys? We're currently waiting on parts, so I'm doing some of the boring stuff for those that are interested. So we're going from clutch fan to electric fan. Now, you don't have to do this if you go turbo, but you know, it's less drag on the engine and it looks a hell of a lot better in there. No more clutch fan. Frees up a lot of room, which we're gonna need up here. So now that we got the clutch fan out, I'm gonna be installing the shroud along with the electric fan. Now, the shroud is an eBay shroud, which really, I just needed this. It was like 95 bucks for the slim fan and the shroud. I really just ended up buying the shroud because I didn't want to wait for it to get fabricated or whatnot. But we're not going to be using the eBay fan. We're going to be switching that out. I haven't had good experiences with the eBay ones. Alright, so we got 2 bolts and then 2 studs. Don't ask me why, I just found 2 bolts and I figured it's a lot easier than cutting the studs. So now we're going to have to install the fan on the shroud before we put it on, because then you're going to have no access. So we're going to be installing this 12-inch instead of the eBay 12-inch. So that's what that looks like. Now you're going to take these studs out and you're going to have to either trim them down and then flip them around, or you can just put you know, some 10mm bolts in there and that does the job. So definitely don't forget that, because that's what holds your water pump pulley on there. So you guys can see it's super tight. Can't even fit your finger in there through. But none of these parts move. Like I said, the radiator doesn't have any bushings, so that doesn't move. This doesn't move. I mean, it moves this way, not this way, so it won't matter. We also did the oil pressure, Honda oil pressure sensor in there. Got our feed coming. Now, whenever I had first rebuilt this engine, I had already tapped the oil pan because I knew I was going to go turbo eventually. So luckily, we don't have to drop the pan. That's already done for us for the drain. I just have to undo the AN cap. The other thing we did was put this bracket on with the stock throttle cable. Works perfect. Now, it's not going to fit through the hole currently. I'm sure you can get an aftermarket setup that'll work and fit in there. But all you want to do is pull, and it's going to do that. It's not going to fall out. So that's going to work for me. Oh, yeah, and one thing I did, which super unnecessary, but it is what it is. I got this wrapped because it was yellow. The yellow was killing it for me. It was an eyesore. So I went ahead and got that wrapped black. We got a brake fluid reservoir sock, also in black, and we have a turbo blanket coming for the turbo. Shroud's actually really nice for 95 bucks. I mean, it saves me a bunch of time. I'm sure guys that fabricate, I'm not really a fabricator, so but I'm sure that guys that fabricate are looking at this and like, 95 bucks, man, I could have made that with scrap laying around the shop. And I'm sure you could have, but since I don't have that type of material laying around, I still have to pay somebody, you know, either for the material and to make it and all that, especially it being aluminum. So 95 bucks to me, that's an easy win. Now, like I said, it does come with a fan within itself, which I'm just going to sell because I've had better experiences with these fans. But for whoever want the part number, I don't know, there's a part number on here. There's got to be, right? There it is. So it's a 12-inch. Pretty big fan, honestly. And it's not that slim. It's super tight in here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but can't even fit your finger in there. It's been a little while since I've worked on the turd back there, but life's been lifing and we've had other stuff going on, so we'll hop back where we left. I think last time that I worked on it, the last thing I did was like the E fan conversion, so I took off the clutch fan that was on there, blow off valve, but I don't think we got any footage of that, unfortunately. And we also had a nice piece made by one of my buddies to be able to fit the bigger turbo on there and to make everything a little bit more functional, which I'm about to show you guys now. All right, so there she is. This is what we got so far. Adapter piece on there just to make the big turbo fit and get the exhaust away from the master cylinder. You have full access to be able to do a tune-up. Just need a piece welded here to go straight into the intercooler, minimize the piping. Same guy that made me this welded me this up while he was here. So that was just a piece of pipe. I should have bought the one where it was already done, but it is what it is. Gotta stop clacking on it. We're gonna bring it back and try to get it done maybe by the end of the month or something like that. All I have to do is do the fuel pump, the wiring for the fuel pump, the wiring for the E-fan, actually slap the harness on it, and just route my drain. My feed is right here. Cut the hood, which we might do that tonight, and obviously secure this, which I just went on a Lowe's trip and bought grade 8 bolts, a little shorter than the ones that we had on there for just mocking it up, just so it doesn't seem like, you know, you got a big old stud sticking out, you know. Actually, that doesn't look half bad, but up here it looked not that great. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and slap some gaskets in here, swap the hardware, and get this mocked up and solid, so that way I can go ahead and cut this off. This is just like a regular old 90-degree V-band from like eBay. I'm just gonna cut the V-band end off and make it flush with the hood, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so we're gonna start off by taking the big old turbo off. Big old turbo in a Samurai, at least. It's I think a regular size turbo, in my opinion. As you can see, it's tight fit. Not much room to go left, right, up, or down. So, shout out to my boy Grayson for getting that knocked out for me. We're just gonna leave that there. It's a bunch of oil because I started it off brake cleaner and I didn't realize that that was unhooked. And even if it was hooked, it would have still leaked out the bottom of the turbo. So, yeah, we just wanted to hear it purr for a little bit. Let me go get a rag. Go get some wrenches to undo this. Yep, that's gonna be a 15, and I'll be right back. Slap one of these gaskets on there. There you go. All right, so we got the bottom bolts nice and tight. Now it's just a matter of putting the gasket on the turbo and putting that one on. That's what it looks like, all bolted up. It's pretty solid. So got it kind of tilted to where we want. Left it kind of loose so I can just smack it around. I'm gonna try to close the hood and see what the best angle would be so it just looks the cleanest and I don't have to do like a weird cut. And if I do have to do a weird cut, it is what it is. I'll just mark it and cut it. But so it'll be. So we got the V-band cut off of there. Got it back on there, mocked up. Give it a little grind at the top after it was on, so just a little bit of metal shavings. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply some grease. At least that's how I do it. I'm gonna apply some grease at the edges and let it mark where it wants me to drill the hole, and we'll do that. See how it comes out. Let it mark up pretty good. I can kind of see it through the skin. I didn't mean to close it that much, but I guess it's a pretty good idea. So that definitely didn't work as good as expected, but you see a solid quarter of the circle, so should be able to use that for reference. Now I'm going to use this hole saw as a 2.5, so it should be pretty exact. Hopefully it's right, because I mean this hood's already cut up and it's all messed up, but still, you know, still the original color, so definitely don't have to replace the hood and redo that. Quarter of a circle there, which gives us a pretty good reference point. Let's see if we got that right, because if not, Well, if not, I guess we're moving the exhaust or something, because I'm not going to keep drilling the hood. But pretty confident it's going to be fine. Right now, I did forget to mention, definitely make sure you cover your dump up. I use a paper towel, but you know, you can use anything, or you can not at all. I mean, oh, what's in there? See? Or that'll happen to you. Oh, can't see it, but there's metal shavings in there. I gotta blow them out. But let's see if that hole lined up. Perfect. Look at that. Yeah, that looks absolutely sick. Now, I am gonna grind this or sand it down a little bit more flush, and also gonna be following the angle of the hood, so it's not like the exhaust is tilted back like you can see there. I want to get the angle of the exhaust same as the hood, so kind of leaning forward. Perfect. Lot better. I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. Looks great. Well, guys, that's pretty much it for today. Pretty tired. It's Monday or Tuesday or something like that. And we got a lot of work here at the shop, so I gotta be here early in the morning. And we're also working on a on a motor for my wife's Miata. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. So a little 1.8. It's going in an NA Miata. Show you guys outside, but it's pretty neat. Got a fresh head, rebuilt head, NB block 1.8, stock head. Only reason why I did the hybrid, if you want to call it a hybrid, is because I couldn't find an NA 1.8 for a reasonable price. So bought that block for pretty cheap. That block is seized up. So ran no oil in it. So you just put the clutch in tonight. And I was looking for the flywheel bolts for a couple days, but we took this car apart a long time ago, but just now coming around to it. So yeah, this has been taking up my time. We got a couple trucks out here. We got some cars outside, so wrap. This is that NA Miata I was talking about. It's actually pretty nice. Only real thing it needs is paint, but the body is mint. Underneath looks brand new. It's an M edition too. Put NB bucket seats in it. But the rest of the car is pretty complete. Dash is mint. It's just missing that that cap or cup holder. I think it's pretty nice. So finally coming around to putting a motor in it. But it's pretty mint. So hopefully sometime this week this will be running and driving. That way I can get it out of here, get it sold, or whatever she wants to do with it. But that's it for tonight, guys. Like I said, we got a lot of work, so we'll see you on the next video.